Ooh, you know, Michelle, Kylie, come here and meet Michelle. She's a teacher. She said that she would come over and do science project with you. Like,
Hi.
hi, this is Kylie.
Hi,
That's
Kylie.
Professor Michelle.
Yeah.
What kind of games or experiment would you do?
Oh my gosh, anything. We can mix things together, make chemical reactions. We can do like earth science. We can do some mystery science, like study animals,
Oh my gosh.
whatever you want. We could look at the stars or talk about the moon.
What do you want?
It could be anything.
Yeah. You want it? You know, yeah, she's like, old guy.
Okay.
Hi, ladies over there. Oh, how's everybody?
I'm a little sore today. Ugh.
Are you? Yesterday I was like wiped out. Today, yeah, I'm a little tired. What? That's like is that a new mat? Whose house is that? I've never seen that colorful mat before.
Cha? Yeah, she has that. She's had it for months now.
That's how much I pay attention, Cha, to you.
Oh my gosh, coaching's break.
She doesn't put her video on anyway, so you can't see the mat.
I know. I guess that's what happened, huh? You're right, Sarah. I think you nailed it. Oh, yeah, there she is. There she goes. How are you, ladies?
Talkative, that's for sure.
Super talkative.
I don't know. I'm getting fat. It's a winter.
Shh. Tell me about it. So today, dude, normally like size small or extra small fit me like a little loose. Leticia sent me some like spats. Dude, I had to have the kids stand on the bed, help me pull the pants and the shirt down. I was like, all right, it's gonna be a rough winter. Right, Kylie? You helped me, huh? She's like, yeah.
More stairs for us.
I know. Oh, jeez.
Hello, Professor.
Yeah. I know. So today I came over here and there's like homemade cinnamon rolls, you know, which I'm like, oh no, I don't want some. And then I end up eating like a whole thing to myself. What can you do?
I mean, it's tempting. It's in our biology to eat and hibernate. So.
Yeah, especially my biology. That's like a whole thing, man. We just love eating. All right. Okay, so let's I don't know what time is it, Kylie? What time is it? I don't know. Okay, let's start. Let me get the timer so I can see it. Okay, let's start with some stretching. Let's start with our head. Let's just do some neck exercises, right? So, too far. So chin to chest, 10 times. 1, come over here, you be my assistant. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so chin to shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And now ear to shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So let's do just a quick circle with our neck. And we're gonna go ahead and switch direction. Good. Our shoulders, let's just swing our arms. One direction. And let's go swing opposite direction. Elbows. Switch. Okay, wrists. And go ahead and switch. Hips. And a couple more times. And switch. Okay, and then go ahead and lift your, I'm gonna use the wall, but I'm gonna lift my right leg up. Try to get it at least the height of my hip. And go ahead and point your toes, flex your heel, point your toes, flex your heel. Go ahead and create a circle with your ankle. And switch direction. Okay, go ahead and bend at the knee. I'm gonna kick straight, bend, straight, bend. And stir. And go ahead and switch direction. All right, we're gonna switch to the other side. Go ahead, lift your left leg, point, toes, point your heels, toes, heels. Oh, this side, I'm having a hard time just keeping it up. Whew. Go ahead and circle with your ankles. And switch. Okay, bend at the knee and point. Go ahead and stir. Switch direction. Okay, shake it out. Whew. I'm making sweat. Okay, so come in, knee a little wider than your shoulder. Go ahead and step your left leg back, right? And we're gonna come to our knees, bend the left knee, boom, and I'm gonna pivot my left foot in. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. Now I'm gonna move the, you can see me. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. And from here, let's just shift, right? I'm gonna go ahead and post the same hand as the folded leg here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and switch back and forth. And now I'm gonna go ahead and lay on my back, and I'm gonna come up in that position, right? So things to think about is you don't wanna lift your hip and create this pendulum movement where you're like this and you're coming up. You wanna use your abs, right? And shoot your legs, boom, and come up. So notice that when I come up, I'm kind of coming up sideways. I'm not going forward, I'm kind of sideways. And the same hand that's stepping up, the same arm kind of drive. So it's like it's also creating momentum for me to come forward, right? And then I'm gonna go back on my back, and the same thing, I'm gonna go switch my legs, right? So I don't lift my my hip off the ground, okay? So we're gonna do 10 together. So let's lay on my back, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and take the leading leg back. And from here, you're gonna have an S mount. And from here, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go ahead and straighten my legs out. So I'm in center now, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead, fold my leg, and I'm back to the opposite. So it's kind of, you can have let's have our arms out and be smooth about it, straight, and then switch. Straight, and then point our knees in one direction, and then our knees goes toward the ceiling, and then point to the right, and we go to the right. Right, so back. It's really like extending your leg and then holding them in, extending the leg and holding them in. A couple more times. One more. Right, and from here, let's go, we're gonna switch our hips now, right? So from here, you can use your hands or no hands, right? But lean towards the leading knee, boom, and we're gonna go switch our hips to the other side. And back and forth. Let's stop here. I'm gonna go ahead and post the same hand as the leading leg on the ground. And I'm gonna go ahead and straighten the back leg a little, right? I'm gonna go straighten the back leg a little. And from here, we're gonna come, if this is all you can do, it's great, come to your elbows, right? But let's move back a little bit. You don't wanna be too close to the knee. You wanna move, kind of turn your hip a little bit, come to your elbows. If this is all you can do, great. But you wanna be active, particularly with your back leg. You want to be really pressing down onto the ground and forward. So down and forward. So you're stretching that the back hip here. If this is all you can do, that's great. But if you can go farther, now you're gonna put that same shoulder down onto the ground. And when you do that, most of us, the back knee is gonna come up but you keep doing the same thing. You're gonna press the knee down onto the mat and forward, right? And if you can go a little bit farther, then you're gonna put the other shoulder down. Boom. Same thing, the back knee consistently press down on the mat, hip, the back hip, press forward. Take a deep breath in and then out. One more. Go ahead and come out of that position. Boom, boom, boom. And we're gonna go ahead and switch the other side. Same thing. We're gonna go straighten the back leg, twist, come to our elbow, back hip, press down on the ground, knee pressing down on the ground, and then the hip coming forward. And if you can, go to one shoulder, keep pressing the knee down and hip forward, and then the other shoulder. Take some deep breaths and go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Good. We're going to come to our shoulders, up elbow, and come into the sitting position. And from here, why don't we go ahead and do one last stretching, and then we're going to do our circuit training. So we're going to come up. I'm going to come up, pivot the front leg, boom, and then step up. Hips out. I'm going to go back in, pivot, go back, switch, come up, pivot, step. And we're going to do 10 of these. So this is 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Good job. Go ahead and take a quick water break. I'll sit up here. Okay, so we're going to do these 5 exercises, right? First one, you'll have one knee down, the other leg laterally on the same plane here, right? And your hand's going to be on the mat here. You're going to go ahead and switch, put the extended leg, bend the knee, and put it where this leg is. So basically, you're going to come in, lean forward, and I'm going to do it really slow. Switch, and then come up, right? So in speed it's right. So everybody give that a try. Good. So leg, not so much as like up and down like this, but you really want it spread out, almost like when you're in side control and you have somebody in, kind of want that leg position, right? Good. So you're gonna come up, tap your shoulder, and then switch back and forth. So that's the first one. The second one is you're gonna be on your back, right? You're gonna be on your back, and you're gonna have one leg. You could do it like one whole drill on one side, or you could switch around, right? So you're gonna have one leg bend and the other leg sort of like the pendulum. You're gonna go outward and come in. So it's kind of like your knee is going outward and then coming towards your chest. And then when it comes up towards your chest, you're gonna chop and come up, right? So it's like, boom, you're gonna come up. And when you're up here, you're gonna come forward, right? Like the drill that we just did, kick this back, knee slide, step up, and then you're gonna go back, right? And then whatever leg that is penduluming stays back and it's your boom. So why don't we just do one side? So do the pendulum on your left side or your right side, whatever. And then you're gonna go pivot and then you're gonna go back. So again, I'm gonna bring the leg out, knee towards my chest, and I'm gonna chop. So boom, boom. And then I'm gonna come in this stance, right? And then knee slide. So I'm gonna kind of mimicking grabbing behind my partner's knee. I'm gonna knee slide, step up, and then I'm gonna go back. And then the same leg that stepped up will go back. And then you're gonna go back to where you were before. And then the same boom, 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 right? And then you slide, step up, go back, same leg stance. All right? People want to practice that one? You got it? Yeah, Child looks like she really got this. She's just like, can we, all right. All right, this one, some of these are kind of, all right. So this one is, look, I'm gonna be on my back. I'm gonna bridge and look, the same side arm and leg, right? If I'm doing my left, will go under. So look, my bridge, same side arm, boom. You see that? Boom. And I come to my belly. And from here, the hand comes up, right? And the same side, which is my left, I'm gonna come up, will step forward, right? And the hand, the bent knee has the same hand, and I'm gonna slide in, and then I'm back to that position. So again, I'm gonna hip up, same side, arm and leg will go under. Look, hip up, arm. Basically, when I go in, my hand just goes right behind it, and I come here, right? And the knee, this other knee that's this knee here, when I go boom, boom, it's just bend and then flip over and it's bent. Continue to bend, boom. I come here and then it pivots under. I sit, right? I sit and then the same leg is gonna come forward and I slide in. So give that a try. Everybody give that a try. So bridge, bridge, yep. Yeah, so if you guys are kind of confused, really the limb that's doing, it's only one side that's really doing most of the work, right? So lift, it's my left, look, my left leg, my left hand comes over, and then I'm gonna sit, pivot, and then it's my left leg that comes forward, and I slide my hip to my left knee, and then I'm back in that position, right? Does everybody have that? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so this one is, you wanna have your legs crossed, and basically from the cross leg, you're gonna go boom, go boom to the other side and do 10 chokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can go back, but keep your guards closed, and then 10, right? Back and forth. Yeah, okay. And then the last one is we're gonna all do it together. Fast feet, and then in between that, I'm gonna say sprawl and you will sprawl. Okay, so you could follow me if you don't remember. I need a note to remind myself. So, okay, so the first one is lateral kind of slide, right? So let's go. So you're here. All right, next one. One leg. So again, swing, boom, chop, come up, and slide, boom, boom, and then go back. All right, next one. Hip up, your belly, pivot, slide, go back. All right, cross your legs. And chokes. And up in your feet. Side sweep. Sprawl. 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 Fast, 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 fast. Go, 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 go. Sprawl. Running away from COVID. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sprawl. 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 Strong. 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 All right, take a water break. Whew. All right, let's get ready for the second round. Let's go. All right, pendulum. Now the other side. So boom, boom. Come on, this side. And back. Opposite side now. Boom. In. Close. Enjoy that. Going. All right, cross leg, rotation, and chokes. Yep. Fast feet. Sprawl. Sprawl. Fast, 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 fast. Go, 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 go. Sprawl. 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 All right. Good. Take a water break. Whew. All right. Be right back. All right, so we're starting on like December. So this month we're gonna work on close guard, sweeps, attacks, and just uh, and such. So today I want to talk a lot about some concepts about like close guard, which unfortunately like later on in my jujitsu game I learned, and so I hope this is helpful. But when let me get my dummy. So when I am one of the concepts that was kind of like mind blowing to me was kind of like here's my dummy and I am in right. I'm here in a close guard and my partner is sitting in my guard, right? I think it was posed to me before, like when you are looking in that position, who has sort of the upper hand, right? Who has the advantage in that position? Does anybody know?
I hope the person on the bottom does.
Yeah, do you know why? That is correct.
I mean, something I've been really investigating too is how you can, so you can control that person's center and their center of gravity. So you have ability to throw them off and tip them around.
Yeah. So in jujitsu world, when you when you're playing close guard in that position, it's considered really like a neutral position. What I was taught really from for years was that from there you can go ahead and start attacking without getting, the whole concept of jujitsu is position before submission, right? They tell you that all the time. And that is the case for every position, side control, back, mount, whatever. You have to get like a good like advantage or a good control before you do submission. But that is not really the case. That was taught to me when I was coming up, right? Was to kind of like try to get a submission, even though that's considered a neutral position when you are when your partner is in your guard. But there is kind of a slight, right? A slight, it is a neutral, but at the same time, the bottom person has more, a slightly advantage or more like options to work, in that when you look at in that position, if you look at from like the from the waist up, the top person does have the advantage to have the arm, right, to control you and stuff like that. But if you look, jiu-jitsu is a lot about controlling hips and shoulders, right? But if you look in this position, look, my hip is over my partner's hip. So in a lot of ways, in that sense, like I have an advantage because I can use my hips and my legs around their body to kind of make movements and create angles. So that brings up to the idea that when you're playing on the bottom, particularly close guard, it is really a fight of like angles and better position and better posture. So the person's on top is to really have solid, stable posture, right? And another thing that like took me a long time I see the triangle for jujitsu, and I'm like, I don't really know what that means. But really the triangle is, look, this base, right? You're here, it's this base. When you're in this base and your head is over your hips, you're really solid and stable here, right? It's really hard to like break somebody's posture if they have this posture. So it's really like, this is the principle, the concept of jujitsu. You have good base and it's really hard to knock somebody down, right? Doing sweeps and being on the bottom is really hard. It's like you can spend like years studying, right? So so the idea is your partner is having good base. So when you're on the bottom, so the partner on top is really maintaining good base and then really finding ways to advance in that good base, right? So a lot of times, like in the school that I was brought up, and particularly with Leticia Ribeiro, is like when you're in a close guard, when you're a person on top, like she doesn't waste any time. She totally goes up and boom, boom, and get up and then get out, right? So that's the person on top. But a person on the bottom is what you want to do is you want to make movement to create angles, right? You don't want to be facing your partner. You want to create an angle, get like an advantage before you sweep or before you submit. So that would really apply to the whole concept of side control, mount, back, right? You have to get control before you submit. So that is something to think about, right? And so there's things like throughout this month, we're gonna talk about kind of I'm going to use somewhat basic like techniques to kind of like reinforces that whole concept of how to create movement, how to create angle, to sweep, to attack, right? And then throughout the month, I'm also going to talk about like somebody in your close guard, what you do if the arm is inside your hip, outside of your hip, if they stand up, right? So we're going to learn like how to deal with those different kind of scenarios, right? Let's see, I like had notes about this. Is there any questions that you guys have so far about that? So another thing, so the whole idea is not only are you using, so we're basically going to use our hips, our legs, and controlled a partner's lever, right? Their lever are their back when we're talking about close guard. It starts from like the lower hip, and then it goes all the way, it's their spine that goes up all the way to their shoulder. So the higher that you go up on the lever, the more control you have. So that's like the whole idea of like even standing, like stand up, you control their neck or their head, right? So, so what I mean by that is it's, you know, if my legs is down here, I have control somewhat, but if my leg travels up, I have way more control. And if I have the control of the head, then I definitely, with my leg and my head, I definitely have control of their kind of lever and their base, right? So that is something that we always aim to get when you're in a close guard, right? So, so that's some of the things that I want you guys to think about, and we're gonna work on, let's see, drill. Let's see. So the first one is we're gonna get into, which all of you guys have done this before, I'm pretty sure. So you can go ahead right now, go grab your dummy or your, you know, whatever you have, and we're gonna work on it. Oh, the luxury of having a live partner. I am so jealous beyond measure here. Yeah, so for example, if you want to watch like the way Cha and Sarah, like Cha, bring your leg all the way down to her like hips and try to pull in, right? It's not, yeah. Boom, no. And then go up a little bit to like the small of her back. Yeah, and pull in. You see that? And if she moves it even higher where her knee is up like towards the armpit, it's even more powerful. So that means the reason is because if you think about lever, right? The more that you go up higher, the more powerful and easier for you to kind of control and break your partner's posture, right? And to do that is really like we did a little drill of the reason I had you do this kind of boom boom is, you know, to kind of get control of your belly. It's really like a lot of belly, but it's also bringing your knees, right? Another thing that it took me forever, I think it was Alex, one of my coaches, taught me this. He's a smaller player and super fast. And so I used to like try to control with like squeezing this so tight, you know, and I would get so tired. And then when he told me, no, you just kind of squeeze your knee in, right? You don't necessarily need to squeeze this part, right? I was doing that for years. But what he taught was like kind of squeezing the thighs in, and that like, I can be there for a long time. So to pull somebody close, it's really like you stay really close to them, attach them with your knees on their body, and you bring it to your chest, right? Bring it boom to your chest. It's really like boom, pull in, right? So with that, let's start with this kind of it's really, you know, the technique that would kind of have a lot of the concept in it. So we're going to start out with a close guard here, right? With our partner here, right? So if we're doing, this could be gi or no gi, but I'm gonna do gi today. What we wanna grab is, we're gonna have our legs at least at the midpoint of our partner here, and our knees controlling, right? And I'm gonna do a cross grip. I'm gonna do a cross grip at the sleeve here. And I am gonna go ahead and C-clamp the cloth, right? So every gi has like a seam here, right? You can grab here, but it's not as strong as if you go out and you grab the seam here. That like provides like a gripping, more of a grip here, right? So we're gonna start out with like how to deal with somebody that has their hand kind of inside our hip here. So they can have their hand inside here, or some people like lock it out here, right? And then some people like stand up. So we're gonna deal with all of that, right? So we're gonna deal with like some of the things you could do when the hand is inside here. So I'm gonna, again, grab the sleeve, the back here, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and use my knee and pull them in, but at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and push the arm across, right? Not only am I'm pushing, boom, I pull in and push the arm across, but look, the arm, the handle of this arm, we don't, so one way to keep that grip really strong right here is, again, back in this old school, like I was just taught to kind of pull it out this way, right? Pull out this way, just grip any old way. If you don't have a choice, the number one thing that you want to do is you want to kind of punch, and you want to punch this under their chest towards the armpit. This makes them a lot less stronger, right? Versus over here, they could posture up and boom, pull. So you want to boom, pull your knee in, boom, and right at the same time, you're gonna punch this towards like the armpit. And now, right here, you can go ahead and open, like right now we're facing them. So we wanna create an angle where we're a lot more powerful, right? So I'm gonna open my guard, put this foot on the hip, and I also use the knee to block like the back of the shoulder, and I'm gonna hip out, right? So now, look, I'm gonna hip out. And now my hip is blocking the arm here, boom, right? And I'm gonna get on my side. I'm gonna get up and get on my sides. Use my chest to block the arm here. And now this hand, I'm gonna let go and grab behind the armpit here, right? So notice that now, look, I'm creating movement, I'm creating angle, right? And the first thing that we wanna do after this is, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come under the far leg and hook. So it's that pendulum sweep, right? So boom, I'm gonna grab, come over the leg, bring my head towards, and now we're gonna do the pendulum, the movement that we just learned. So bring it towards your head and then swing it around and chop and come up. Yeah. So again, close guard, right? We're kind of neutral here, so we're gonna try to advance. So grab at the back, pull at the lever, boom, hand, right, at the sleeve, in the armpit. I'm gonna open my leg, post, scoot my hip out, get to the side, grab the armpit, the far armpit. I'm gonna come under, I'm gonna bring my head towards their far knee, boom, right? Pendulum my leg, boom, and sit up. So making sure that you're punching that arm under the armpit. Are you having a hard time, Sarah, coming up?
No, I'm just fat. I should have just gotten more perpendicular a little bit.
Yeah. So another thing is like when you put the foot on the hip, keep it on your foot on the hip, right? Because if she knows, if she wants to, and you don't have, you're lazy with that foot on the hip, she could pass on to the other side. Nice. Yeah, bring that bear over, Karen. All right, so looks like everybody got that. But so in terms of like movement and angle and redirection, really like that's the aim, right? Because sometimes when you go here and you do this like with a no gi or even with gi, you go across, boom, and for some reason they're using that. Can you guys see? They're using the other hand to posture up, right? If they do that, you just go boom, pop, and now it's on the other side. Now switch to the other side, right? You can switch to the other side and it's the same thing. So make sure that the leg, right, is close to the armpit. Your head is close to the leg, the knee, and then this is pendulum thing. I don't want to be hitting anything, but right. So this leg, if you have it kind of under the armpit and the heel chopping towards the head, boom, here, right? And then pendulum the leg, boom, over. So try it, just mimic. You get the first side, they're pushing. Now you're gonna shift to the other side and take the other side. So they might posture up, right? Boom, use the other hand, good. Good. So Michelle, your foot on the armpit could be a little bit more in this manner, like okay, I'm here, boom. So the foot that's under the armpit here, oh my gosh, under the armpit here, you want an armpit and kind of angle your foot this way, so you're chopping towards the head, boom, and then right, and then this is boom, boom. So it's doing two without the dummy there. It's doing this chopping, right? Look, my heel chopping. You're a lot stronger when you chop this way than this way, right? Boom, chop this way. And then this is, you can round it out, bring the knee. So it's kind of like a circle, boom, boom, and kick out.
When you switched, I wasn't sure at what point, like, did you already have the leg? Or is this like before?
Before you have the leg. Yeah. So a lot of times you get the arm and they're like, oh, fuck, you know, and they start pushing and then you switch and then, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, flex the toes, Michelle, the toes that's your left toes. Flex, yeah, and chop, yep. Towards the head, yeah. So when you're ready to go, chop, swing out, and yes, good job. Uh-oh, are you all right?
6 p.m.
Chop, yep. Attach your chest to their shoulder. And I want Michelle, I want to see a little bit more angle in terms of I'm here and I'm here, right? I want to see like a more of a perpendicular angle to your, like perpendicular like this to your dummy versus like you're being right under them like this. You want to be perpendicular. Boom. And chop over. Something to work on for the week. Does anybody have any questions? No? If not, thank you so much. And I'll see some of you guys on Thursday or Sunday or next Tuesday. Have a good week. Stay safe. Eat a lot. Because I'm planning to for this winter.
Someone's got to do it.
Smash all of you guys when I get back. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Mom.
you. Bye.
Bye.